26 murdered in cold blood in Baisaran, 70 washed away in Dharali, Uttarakhand, at least 41 crushed in a stampede in Tamil Nadu, and 240 burned to death in the worst air crash that India has seen. 2025 has been very harsh, brutal for India. Amidst terror conspiracies, human error, mismanagement and nature's fury, some victims have got a sense of closure, but there are still many whose quest for justice remain open-ended.
एक इंसान है, उसने उसको गोली मार दी।
यहाँ पे
उसने बोला कि ये शायद मुस्लिम नहीं है, उसने उसको गोली मार दी।
अरे नहीं हम लोग फौज हैं, हम लोग बैठो हम लोग फौज हैं, बैठो अरे हम लोग फौजी हैं, कुछ नहीं करेंगे, आपकी सेफ्टी के लिए आए हो, आपकी सेफ्टी के लिए आए हैं, बैठो
April 22nd, 2025. A holiday in beautiful Pahalgam turned into nightmare within minutes. 25 tourists and one local gunned down by 3 Pakistani terrorists. It was shocking that these lush green meadows would be blood-stained in this manner. But what was even more shocking was the religious segregation that preceded.
मैं और शुभम बैठ के मैगी खाने जा रहे थे। सामने मेरी बहन थोड़ा दूर बैठी थी और पापा मेरे वॉशरूम में। उतनी देर में एक बंदा पीछे से आया और उसने गोली साइड में रख के उससे पूछा हिंदू है कि मुसलमान। वो मुसलमान है कि पहले कलमा पढ़ के दिखा। जैसे कि हमें पता ही नहीं, हम पीछे पलट के देखे हो क्या रहा है। हम उसकी तरफ स्माइल करके पूछे भैया क्या हुआ, कह रहे हिंदू है मुसलमान। मैंने कहा हिंदू, मार दिया। तैनी गन उसी पे चलाई, उसके बाद 70 लोगों को मार दी। क्यों मार दी? हिंदू मुसलमान कैसे हुए बने?
For 3 months, opposition in parliament demanded justice for the Baisaran victims and slammed the government for not avenging the brutal attack.
देश के दुश्मनों ने भारत की आत्मा पर हमला करने का दुस्साहस किया है। मैं बहुत स्पष्ट शब्दों में कहना चाहता हूं, जिन्होंने ये हमला किया है, उन आतंकियों को और इस हमले की साजिश रचने वालों को उनकी कल्पना से भी बड़ी सजा मिलेगी।
The clock was ticking for Gibran, Suleiman Shah and Hamza Afghani. On July 28, 2025, in a swift operation, all 3 were gunned down by forces.
In a daring and a critical operation, a joint team of security forces, including the Indian Army, have managed to kill 3 terrorists on the outskirts of Srinagar at a range which is just behind me. This mountainous range is difficult terrain and hard to climb, but forces went there 20 days back and they were able to hunt them down after chasing them while receiving both technical and human intelligence about their presence. What we have been told is that the operation lasted for several hours and there was an intense exchange of gunfire, after which 3 bodies were spotted in a temporary setup hideout on a mountain range that you are seeing behind me.
ऑपरेशन महादेव में सुलेमान उर्फे फैजल जट, अफगान और जिब्रान 3 आतंकवादी सेना, सीआरपीएफ और जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस के संयुक्त अभियान में ऑपरेशन महादेव में मारे गए।
Baisaran was avenged by Operation Sindoor, but there was another challenge that was coming up for the security grid. white-collar workers, doctors were putting together improvised explosive devices in Kashmir, in Faridabad, in Saharanpur, one of which went off right here at Red Fort. Dr. Umar Nabi, a gold medalist, a doctor, a terrorist. A shocked nation watched as almost 3,000 kilograms of explosive material was seized from near a medical college in Faridabad. Dr. Nabi, Dr. Muzammil, Dr. Adil, Dr. Shaheen, the names kept tumbling out. All others were arrested after a joint probe by Kashmir and Faridabad police. This man escaped, a miss that proved costly.
एक यहाँ पे रेड लाइट पे एक स्लो मूविंग व्हीकल जो रेड लाइट की तरफ आके रुका था, उसमें एक ये एक्सप्लोजन हुआ है। उस वक्त गाड़ी के अंदर जो पैसेंजर्स उसके अंदर ही थे और इस एक्सप्लोजन से जो है आसपास की गाड़ियों में भी क्षति हुई। जैसे ही इसकी खबर मिली, हम सारी एजेंसीज जो है दिल्ली पुलिस, FSL, NIA, NSG, उनकी टीम्स यहाँ पे आ चुकी हैं।
The car used in the explosion was soon traced and a web of deceit poured out. The investigation pointed towards Pulwama, to a car purchased by Amir Rashid, a clue that hinted at a larger, more sinister plot taking shape. The group raised funds through an influential network of professionals, doctors, engineers, and academics, convincing them that their contributions were meant for social or charitable causes. They used those to raise funds, arrange logistics, and procure material for preparing IEDs. Explosives so powerful that even after the Red Fort terror attack, it shook the security grid. An accidental explosion killing many in Kashmir and ripping off an entire police station.
An explosion has been reported from Naugam police station a while back, and now the entire area has been cordoned by the police. It seems like there was an explosion of the material which was recovered few days back and which caused a massive explosion. The blast was so massive that far away there were windows, glasses which had shattered, nearby houses felt like there was an earthquake. The blast was so huge that even in the Srinagar main city, the sound of the blast was heard.
This is in fact a very, very important center point of this whole piece of puzzle because it is the Al Falah University from where these three professors were from. They were teaching here and in fact they were also staying here as well.
For the victims of these terror attacks, at least the names of the perpetrators and the Pakistani conspiracy is known. But this sense of closure evades the victims of air crash AI-171, which is now known as the Ahmedabad air crash. 6 months and an interim report later, we still don't know whether this was a case of pilot suicide, a conspiracy or an accident. This was the mess of the undergraduate medical doctors at the undergraduate medical college. The uneaten food reminds you of what really happened here at lunchtime. The unfortunate doctors could not even finish their meals, and there are such plates all across this area. The glass window panes have been all broken. And why does this happen? Because on the other side, I'll just show you. On the other side is that wall that has been smashed out because of that aircraft, part, the tail part of that aircraft crashing through the gate of this hostel mess. Here you see, I'm just going to show you, these were belongings of passengers who were traveling. Their suitcases were thrown open and all their clothes have been strewn around in this mess. If I walk further, this is only debris now, and there is a very strong fume which I don't know from where it is coming. A lot of the DGCA investigating team people, okay, I'm walking over pillows and I'm walking over belongings of people. This is what remains. There's also toiletries, there's toiletries and cosmetics kits that is lying around. There's some packets of chips and umbrella, and this is the Samsonite suitcase, someone's unfortunate suitcase. Look at the kind of impact. This is what remains of the suitcase, just broken into pieces. Another, woman handbag, the remains of a bag. And I'm just going to walk ahead. Like I told you, it's getting difficult to breathe here. There's some kind of a fume that is all around. This is what really triggered this kind of a mess. This is the part of the aircraft which is remains. This is the tire side of it, and the part. It is an investigation area now, and we are being asked to move out. So we'll walk down from the first floor to the ground floor of this mess building, because the DGCA team from Delhi has arrived. They want to sanitize the area. They want to carry out the investigation. And as I'm walking out, once again you'll see the impact of the crash on this building. Many people who were eating in that mess lost their lives. They were there for their meal and they could not survive because one aircraft came crashing down. I'm walking out from this debris area as the police and the investigating team from Delhi, from Bombay, and also from Ahmedabad takes over. A shoe, somebody's shoe, some passenger's shoe, or perhaps a doctor's shoe is also lying around here. If I go further, there are such belongings all over. And these scenes tell you of the horror that 1.5 minutes from the point of takeoff, where you message people saying taking off and I'll message when I land, to here, everything over in just 1.5 minutes.
मेरी वाइफ 1 बजे जैसा टिफिन सब भर के निकल गए हैं, और ये जो आज 1:30 बजे के बाद जो हुआ है, पर वहाँ हम इतने बजे तक पहुँच नहीं पाए। तब तक तो जाए तो वहाँ पे सब जल के राख हो गया है। तो अभी कल रात से भी ढूंढ रहे हैं, तो कुछ पता नहीं चल पाया है।
AI-171 Ahmedabad to Gatwick crashed within a minute of takeoff. Experts closely scrutinized this footage to look at the emergency landing gear, the wheel positions, the wings, to understand what went wrong. The sole survivor recalled those last seconds.
ये एक बड़ा चमत्कार है जिस तरीके से आप वहाँ से इकलौते ऐसे शख्स हैं जो जिंदा बचे।
वो मेरे नज़रों के सब सामने हुआ था। मेरे खुद को भी बिलीव नहीं होता कि मैं कैसे उसमें से जिंदा बाहर निकला, क्योंकि थोड़ा टाइम लिए कि तो मेरे को लगा था कि मैं भी मरने वाला हूँ, लेकिन जब मेरी आँख खुल के मैं देखा ना तो मुझे लगा मैं ज़िंदा हूँ। तो मैंने ट्राई किया, जब मेरी सीट थे वो मेरी बेल्ट निकाला, मैंने वो ट्राई किया जहाँ से निकल सकता वहाँ से, तो मैं निकल गया वहाँ से। मेरे नज़रों के सामने एयर होस्टल और दूसरे आंटी अंकल सभी उसमें मिस हो गए थे सभी।
अच्छा, थोड़ा सा बता पाएं, जब जैसे ही टेक ऑफ हुई फ्लाइट क्या हुआ था और अचानक से कैसे हादसा हुआ? टेक ऑफ
के बाद 1 मिनट के अंदर ही जब टेक ऑफ हुआ ना, तो सडनली 5-10 सेकंड कैसे लगा जैसे स्ट्रक हो गया वो। बाद में से मेरे को लगा कि कुछ हुआ। बाद में प्लेन में लाइट ऑन हो गई, ग्रीन और वाइट। बाद में वो पता नहीं वो प्लेन टेक ऑफ ज़्यादा करने के लिए वो रेस तो बोलते हैं क्या, रेस दिया होगा ऐसा कुछ, और सीधा स्पीड में ही घुस गया जहाँ वो क्या था वो
हॉस्टल था एक हॉस्पिटल का।
हाँ, हॉस्टल में।
But no credible answer was forthcoming. Closure eluded even when the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau came up with its preliminary report. It spoke about fuel cutoff, transcribed a part of the cockpit conversation. And left more questions than answers.
Myself, I've seen multiple articles, not only by the Indian media, but also the Western media trying to promote their own narrative, their own viewpoint, their own kind of consideration. But I have to tell you that the way we are seeing the investigation is through the facts. We want to stand by the truth.
The international media has passed its judgment against deceased pilot Sumit Sabharwal. His colleagues, family deeply contest the suicide claims, and victim families are left with more questions than answers. A feeling perhaps shared by the stampede victims of Tamil Nadu too. September 27, 2025, yet another regular weekend for the people of Karur district. Also a day when the breadwinners received their weekly wages. Many of them decided to take their families to the Tamizaga Vetri Kazagam rally as actor turned politician was all set to deliver his speech. Crowds started gathering as early as 10 a.m. Post 6 p.m. is when Vijay reached the venue, and as he made his speech, chaos began. People among the crowd were screaming for help. Some asked for water. Vijay throws a few water bottles to the crowd. A few seconds later, the leader is told that a child is missing. Vijay announces in the mic asking the crowd to help find the missing child. And a few minutes later, Vijay ends his speech and leaves. But what followed were scenes of chaos, continuous siren sounds from ambulances. Disoriented and short of breath, people tried to escape the venue by dashing in all directions. As a result of the stampede, 41 people died and more than 100 were injured. There were visuals of a distraught father carrying his 1.5-year-old son running around the hospital premises with a lifeless toddler. Cut to his tiny house, which was just about 200 meters from the rally spot, a mother whose hearing and speech impaired lay near a map lit for her late son. Unable to come to terms with what happened, she broke down.
They are Vijay fans, but they should have considered their safety first. Once the crowds got bigger, they should have left the place. I don't blame anyone for this tragedy.
And 12 kilometers from this place was a 57-year-old Shaktivel lost his wife and daughter in the Karur tragedy. He had already lost his 9-year-old daughter in 2022, and in September this year, he lost the rest of his family.
My wife and daughter said they'll return after seeing Vijay. I tried calling them, but their mobile was not reachable. At 8 p.m., someone else picked up the phone and shared the news.
Scenes at the Karur hospital where people were getting treated were heart-rending. Many of them were not able to comprehend what really happened that night.
Whatever happened in Karur is a major tragedy, something that we have never seen before, as something we shouldn't see. The scenes I saw at the hospital are still fresh in my memory. I am still grieving after seeing it.
As swords came out for TVK chief, he left for Chennai and later tweeted, "My heart is shattered. I am writhing in unbearable, indescribable pain and sorrow. I extend my deepest condolences and sympathies to the families of my dear brothers and sisters who lost their lives in Karur. I pray for the swift recovery of those receiving treatment at the hospital." A day later, what remained at the stampede site were thousands of slippers and some TVK flags. What also lingered was politics. State government blaming Vijay, BJP blaming mismanagement, and Vijay hoping for truth to prevail.
It is very unfortunate what happened in Karur yesterday, madam, because in Tamil Nadu, a magnitude of this nature has never happened, madam, in a political rally. So I very clearly pointed out from yesterday, madam, it is very clearly the local administration, the state government is at fault. Mr. Vijay has got every right to come anywhere. It's a political leader, he can come. Mr. Vijay's fault, according to us, is the way the public program is designed. You can't keep it on a weekend. I am criticizing it from day one because children will come on a weekend. That is why 10 children died. Can I find fault with the children for coming? Children will come. They want to come and watch somebody.
We did nothing wrong except speaking at the designated spot. But police cases have been filed against our leaders, friends and social media partners. Chief Minister sir, if you have revenge plans, do anything to me. Do not touch my leaders. I'll be at home or in my office.
With Vijay making his political debut for the 2026 Tamil Nadu Assembly polls, both the DMK and the BJP are watching every move of his. Come May 2026, we will know how much of an impact the Karur tragedy has on the TVK's performance and also in terms of which way will the people of Karur go.
What started as a routine monsoon downpour over 21 centimeters in hours, as per the IMD's red alert, morphed into a catastrophe. A possible glacial lake burst, experts later theorized, amplified by relentless rain, triggered landslides that funneled into a debris-choked flash flood. Yet, man-made scars, riverbed encroachment, slope cutting for Chardham project turned warnings into wipeouts. 70 people were washed away. Roads, highways, villages all flattened.
The visuals that you are seeing in my background was actually the village of Dharali. And I'll just try to move out of the frame to give you an exact sense of destruction that has happened over here on ground zero on the 5th of August. You can see in these visuals over here, absolutely nothing is left in this location. Everything, each and every house, each and every hotel that was made over here has either been washed away or they are stuck beneath this debris. The debris that you are seeing, this debris is actually 50 to 60 feet in height at least. I'll just try to give you a sense of how deep is this debris. You can see that this house that is submerged inside the debris, this is actually a 3-story house, and this house was not over here. This house was towards the right, at least 500 meters towards the right, and then through the debris that came in, the cloudburst that happened, the flooding that happened, this entire property got washed away and is now stuck beneath this debris. You can see the height. You can imagine that this is a 3-story building that is now stuck. Apart from this, this entire area actually went ahead and housed a lot of people. There were a lot of resorts and hotels for the tourists who used to travel towards Gangotri and henceforth.
Not just Uttarakhand, but Punjab and Himachal Pradesh, along with some other parts of the country too, faced the nature's fury this year, Overall, 2025 has taught us resilience and also the lesson for eternal vigil. As 2026 is knocking at our doors, there are still some unanswered questions which we seek answers to. That's all that I have time for. Thanks for watching. News and updates continue.